In my last video, I was going through some of my drawings and sketches that I had done years ago in an effort to bring together the visual style I want to use for A Woman and a Bear. I wasn't sure which artistic technique I wanted to use to best represent the brand. And I've spent the last 3 weeks approximately experimenting and going through a few exercises to try to nail it down. And I think I'm just about there. But I thought I'd share with you kind of the process that I went through to try to pull out what style I want to use. So, number one, the first thing I did, and actually, to be honest, none of this was an intentional step system. I just did these things and in retrospect thought maybe it would be useful to share with you. So, number one, the first thing I did was I sat and closed my eyes and tried to envision a store where I would want to see the stationery products that I intend to develop. And what type of store is it? I imagine I'm walking down a street and I come to this storefront and it's so compelling, I have to go in. And so, what is it about the place that has caught my eye? So, when you do this and your eyes are closed, what are you seeing? Is it a light, bright, vibrant, whimsical type of place? Picture, greens and yellows and pinks and oranges and kind of happy springtime colors? Or is it a kind of dark, mysterious place with things, curiosities, things tucked in corners, and everywhere you look, you're kind of discovering something? It doesn't have to be either of those two, but the vibe is what you're going for. And when you walk over, let's say, to the card wall or a shelf with things on it, can you see the product that you want to develop? Can you see it there? And then what does it look like? How does it blend in with the rest of the things in this store? This exercise, for me, helps me kind of identify, do I want to go to a more high-end style, refined style, or do I want to do something more loose and whimsical, maybe? So maybe minimalist, actually. So anyway, this exercise is about identifying that vibe. And it's a fun exercise anyway. So maybe you have a store in mind where you would like to have your products. So that's great if you do. I think of some places in the past that have drawn me in. This exercise kind of loosens up my brain and helps me expand my imagination. So try it and see what you come up with for yourself. The second thing I did, I got a vibe there. I was kind of more towards the dark and not high end so much, but a kind of complex visual for my cards. So the second thing I did was I started thinking about card lines, licensed designs that have been successful in the past, or greeting card artists, or people who design for product that were everywhere. And what came to mind was Mary Engelbright, and most of you have heard of her or seen her designs. She's still creating, but I think her products were more or really hit their peak in the 90s, maybe in the early 2000s. So she had that very, it was detailed, colorful, very crisp, and kind of cartoonish. And she always had little figures and hand lettering, that kind of thing. So I thought of her and I thought, well, what made her so popular? And are there any elements of her style that I'm attracted to or that I can do in my own way? I was actually never a huge fan of her style, but I always appreciated the universal appeal of it. So, something I did was I asked ChatGPT or whatever AI platform you want to use, I asked Chat to define the elements of her style. And man, it laid it out in really nice numerical order. The different things like crisp black outlines, decorative borders, hand lettering, kind of some of the things, and primary colors like reds, blues, yellows. That's a thing I'm not so much attracted to. But the whole essence of that is there are these repeated elements of her style that you when you see it on a card wall, you know exactly whose product that is. So try that. If you think of someone, an artist you admire, or someone's design style that you admire, and you have a hard time articulating what it is about that, you might just put it in, ask Chat to see, and it might help you kind of refine the parts of that that you would like to use for your own style. You can also flip through Pinterest, magazines, go to the bookstore. There's still lots of magazines there, catalogs, anything that has imagery, products. Something that's helpful I've done in the past is go to Pinterest and look up package labels and see there's some gorgeous package labels and maybe see if a certain color palette jumps out at you, lettering style. Usually packages incorporate visual elements and lettering. So if that's something that's you want to use in your product line, you can look at package labels and maybe get some ideas. As I was flipping through catalogs, I had a Smithsonian Christmas catalog, and one of the Christmas cards that they had was a Japanese woodblock print. And I have always loved that style. I think it's so beautiful, so elegant. It's full of detail, but there's just this kind of softness to it. And so I asked Chat GPT, okay, tell me what it is about Japanese woodblock prints that is so iconic. What are the elements of that style? And it's interesting because there were some overlapping areas between the Japanese woodblock prints and the Mary Englebright. Firstly, the fact that they're outlined in black often incorporate figures, some, a definitive color palette. So, anyway, I kind of took both of those, I printed both of those out and looked at the elements that I definitely want to incorporate in my own style. And it won't come out looking like either Mary Englebright or Japanese woodblock prints, but that's the whole idea. You don't want to copy, you want to be inspired or help kind of uncover what it is that you're drawn to, but you have a hard time articulating it. So I'm playing around with those two styles and creating a fusion for my own look. There's still a third element that I want to incorporate, something that I love to do, and that's my graphite drawings. And I really want those in my style, but I haven't quite figured out how. So I'll be working on that. So to recap the 3 steps. 1, envision the type of store you want to see your products in and take notes about what are the key elements of that look that you're attracted to. 2, think of an artist you admire, whether it's someone you see on social media or you've seen in the stores, What is it about their style that you're attracted to? And not just the fact that they're successful, but why are they successful and why do you find them attractive? 3, scroll through social media, images, Pinterest, magazines, catalogs, go to a bookstore, and take notes of what you're attracted to. You may find some real valuable information there. And don't forget to use ChatGPT or some other AI platform to help you kind of distill what it is that you're looking at. So good luck. I hope you have fun with this and find it helpful. I will be posting a video of the drawings and designs that come out of this fusion that I've discovered. And from there, trying to incorporate that third element I was talking about. So wish me luck, and I'll see you in the next video.